YouTubers, Pastor Bob NCC. I want to talk to you for just a minute about the beach. And it was a day on the Sea of Galilee when the disciples, after Jesus had risen from the dead, he told the women, "Tell my disciples to go back to Galilee and I'll see them there." And it's taken from John 21, 1-3, and this is what it says. After these things, Jesus showed himself again unto his disciples at the Sea of Tiberias. And on this wise showed he himself. There were together Simon Peter, Thomas called Didymus, Nathanael of Cana of Galilee, and the sons of Zebedee, and 2 other disciples. Simon Peter said unto them, I go fishing. And they said unto him, We'll go with you. So this is a nice day. They're just sitting out there, water's calm, they're fishing. They didn't catch anything, but they were just sitting there fishing, having a good time. Then Jesus said unto them, Children, have you any meat? And they answered him, No. And he said unto them, Cast your net on the right side of the ship, and you will find. So now a nice day turns into an awesome day. They just catch this massive amount of fish, and Jesus is there with him. They thought he was dead, he's alive again. And I would imagine they just sat there on that beach, reflecting on the last 3.5 years, and just having a nice morning. So when they had dined, Jesus said unto Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? So in other words, they were just having a nice breakfast, everything was fine, but Jesus had to bring up some unfinished business. And he asked Simon Peter 3 times, Simon, do you love me more than these? And Simon Peter answered him every time, Lord, you know I love you, you know I love you. And finally the 3rd time he said, Lord, you know all things, you know I love you. So at that point, everything was forgiven. Everything was forgiven. Peter was restored. And then the Lord goes on to give them the Great Commission. This is my question, and I ponder this. What if Judas had been on the beach that morning? What if Judas would have been there? What would have happened? What if Judas would have been there and said, Lord, I don't know what came over me, but I really messed up. And one of the reasons that it happened the way it did was, you guys remember the story, the woman with the alabaster box full of spikenard, she had opened that up and poured it on Jesus' head and anointed him with the spikenard. And Judas got all upset. He said, what? Why was this done? That could have been sold for 300 pence and that money given to the poor. I mean, he totally went off. And the Lord turned around and rebuked him in front of everybody. Said, leave him alone, leave her alone. She's done a good thing. And that Judas being rebuked in front of all the others, that's when he got up and left and went to the Pharisees and agreed to betray him. But what if he would have been there that morning on the beach? What if he would have been there and said, Lord, I was kind of thinking that, you know, if I forced your hand that you would destroy the Romans. I've seen the power you have, and you would set up your kingdom. I was just trying to do things in my time and not your time. And I had no way of knowing that you were going to be condemned to death. I didn't know that. What if Judas would have been on the beach that morning? Well, we'll never know, because Judas went off and hung himself. Satan got him to do it, and then Satan brought down so much condemnation on him that he hung himself. Satan destroyed him. And he woke up the minute he hung himself, took his last breath, he was right in the pits of hell. So we'll never know what would have happened if Judas would have been on the beach that morning to ask the Lord for forgiveness. What would have happened was he would have been forgiven just like Peter. But he wasn't there because he gave up. This is the bottom line, people. This is the bottom line. Never give up. never, 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 never give up. It doesn't matter what Satan does to you. It doesn't matter how he entraps you. It doesn't matter how how far you've fallen back. It doesn't matter if you've backslidden so far you can't even see the end of the tunnel anymore. It doesn't matter. If you come to the Lord, you will be forgiven. If you repent, you will be forgiven again. When you mess up, when you do something wrong, I don't care what it is, just like Judas, Satan gets you to do it. He puts together all the circumstances and gets you to do it. And then the minute you've done it, he condemns you. And his greatest joy is when he gets someone so condemned that they actually commit suicide or harm somebody else or do something like that. People, never, ever, ever give up. Because as long as you're breathing, there's hope. Anyone, I don't care what you've done, if you repent and come to the Lord, just like Peter on that beach that morning, you will be restored. Anybody, as long as you're breathing, if you repent, you can be forgiven. Heaven or hell, you choose. Just remember, once you take your last breath,